Guys, I am incredibly bullish here. For the first time ever, we have a, if not pro-Bitcoin, certainly not anti-Bitcoin government. It's very likely that banks will soon be able to custody Bitcoin. So I think we're headed much higher, not just in the short term, but as a long-term hold, I think Bitcoin couldn't be in a better position.
Bitcoin is poised for explosive growth as the US government shifts its stance, and banks begin to hold Bitcoin. This will trigger a massive wave of institutional adoption, driving Bitcoin's price to unprecedented levels. This is the latest prediction from Fred Krueger, a crypto expert with nearly a decade of experience on Wall Street and a PhD from Stanford. For the first time, the US government is not standing in Bitcoin's way. Banks may soon be able to hold Bitcoin, allowing customers to purchase it directly from them, making it more accessible than ever. Some states have already begun adding Bitcoin to their reserves, and pension funds could soon follow suit as larger investors get involved. As these developments unfold, Bitcoin's value is set to skyrocket. On top of that, taxes on unrealized gains are off the table, and interest rates may soon drop, encouraging more people to invest in Bitcoin. Krueger believes this creates the perfect setup for a Bitcoin boom in the long term. Stay tuned until the end of the video as Fred Krueger shares his 10 incredibly bullish predictions for Bitcoin post-election.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Well, for the first time ever, the government is not going to be openly hostile for digital assets. Now, we had hostility under Obama. We had hostility under Trump. We had extreme hostility under Biden and Gensler. And now, for the first time ever, we have a, if not pro-Bitcoin, certainly not anti-Bitcoin government that is shaping up. So that's the first thing. Second thing, it's very likely that banks will soon be able to custody Bitcoin. So remember Bitcoin's veto of SAB 121? Well, that is history. We have had exceptions like BNY Mellon, who have gotten an exception to SAB at 121, but it's very likely that all banks are soon going to be able to custody Bitcoin. And that's huge because that means ultimately you're going to be able to buy Bitcoin right from your bank where you have all your money. So I think banks holding Bitcoin is a thing that's going to happen very quickly. Third thing is Gary Gensler is going to be gone, hasta la vista. What that means is that DeFi and crypto projects can really innovate, and Bitcoin can take the center stage in a world where you're really going to have multiple digital assets in this world. So I think in a world of multiple digital assets, that's good for Bitcoin. That means that Bitcoin, which is the digital gold, which is the new money of the new world, it can become the center of a whole range of digital assets, including stablecoins. So that's really good. Number 4 is there was talk about unrealized gains tax, which I thought was just crazy that came up this year. That tax is just dead for the next 4 years. We're not having any unrealized gains tax. Tax rates are going to go lower, not higher. That's great for Bitcoiners. Number five is we'll probably see some kind of in-kind ETF right now. So if you look at these ETFs, right now they're cash settlement ETFs, which means you have to buy them with cash and you can trade them in for cash, but you can't fund them with Bitcoin. And that's probably going to change. You're probably going to have the ability to fund your ETF with Bitcoin and ultimately without severe tax consequence either in the near future. Number 6, I think the U.S. is going to be implementing a Bitcoin strategic reserve. At a minimum, that's going to mean that the Silk Road Bitcoin and the other Bitcoin that we have confiscated will be put in a reserve and it won't be touched. That's at the absolute minimum. There probably will be some modest contributions to it. And I think that other nations are going to follow suit and they're going to start stockpiling Bitcoin, just like central banks stockpile gold. Number 7, individual states are going to start their own Bitcoin reserves. So pension fund, for example, the state of Wyoming has this very large reserve fund. Alaska also has a big sort of reserve fund. Florida, the CFO has already put some Bitcoin ETFs on the balance sheet. So it really will be that pension funds and other institutions are quickly going to get on board with adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. So I think this is incredibly powerful.
The idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve could soon become a reality if Donald Trump returns to the White House. Spearheaded by Senator Cynthia Lummis, this plan would have the U.S. government purchase 200,000 Bitcoin each year for the next 5 years, eventually accumulating 1 million BTC, nearly 5% of the total supply. The goal is to establish a digital reserve akin to the nation's gold reserves, which would not only act as a hedge against economic instability but also help maintain the U.S. dollar's dominance as the world's reserve currency. The funds for these purchases would come from reallocating existing assets, such as bonds and gold, rather than taking on new debt. However, this proposal faces significant challenges. Critics argue that the plan could centralize Bitcoin, contradicting its decentralized nature, and potentially influence the cryptocurrency's market value in ways that undermine its principles. Additionally, there are concerns about how this move would affect the broader crypto industry and whether it represents the best path forward for the U.S. economy. Although the Bitcoin Act has been introduced in Congress, it has yet to pass and would require approval from both the Senate and the House, as well as President Trump's signature. Despite these obstacles, industry experts are optimistic that the Trump administration would continue to push for policies that integrate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies into the U.S. financial system. If the bill passes, it could significantly alter the U.S.'s approach to digital assets and cement Bitcoin's role in the nation's long-term financial strategy. What are your thoughts on this proposal? Let us know in the comments.
Number 8, advisor allocation. So I think TradFi is going to start seeing this as a coast clear for advisor allocation. So, really you have 3 pools of capital in this world. You have self-directed, that's a third. You have advisor, that's a third. And then you have pensions, sort of institutions, that's the third. We talked about institutions, but also the advisor market is going to be opened really for Bitcoin. And I think we're going to start seeing 3 to 5% allocations to Bitcoin for high net worth and a little bit below high net worth as well. So all managed accounts are going to start becoming more Bitcoin oriented. Number 9, this is a big one. Interest rates worldwide are going to go down in the short end. If Powell doesn't comply, he's going to be bullied out. We're going to start seeing a first interest rate cut tomorrow, I think. We're going to have a very, probably a 25 basis point cut, but I think we're basically headed down worldwide interest rates. And number 10, we generally have a soft economy, and we're going to be doing some cuts at the government level. These DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is going to cut spending, and that will keep inflation in check, and it's going to provide a cover for massive transformation of the system. So those are my 10 points. Guys, I am incredibly bullish here. I'm incredibly bullish, and I think we're at the the best is yet to come, right? So we're at 75,000. I think we're headed much higher, not just in the short term, but as a long-term hold. I think Bitcoin couldn't be in a better position. Bitcoin now is clearly going to be the asset of the future. Have a great post-election event, and let's celebrate the impact this is going to have on Bitcoin. Talk to you guys later.
Changpeng Zhao, the former CEO of Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, has shared his thoughts on Bitcoin's recent price surge and what investors should expect moving forward. In a post on X, CZ cautioned Bitcoin holders to be careful. While the surge is exciting, he advised investors to apply proper risk management and avoid getting too greedy. His key advice was to not put all investments into one asset, urging investors not to go all in on Bitcoin during its highs, as the market can still experience dip. CZ also reflected on the collapse of FTX, which shook the crypto world in November 2022. FTX, once the second largest exchange, collapsed after Binance pulled out of a potential buyout due to a significant liquidity crisis. The fallout led to accusations of fraud against FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, who was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Despite facing his own legal challenges, with charges from the U.S. Department of Justice for violations of securities and anti-money laundering laws, CZ only spent 4 months in jail before being released by the end of September. While many crypto enthusiasts hope Bitcoin's price will continue to rise, especially with the new month of October bringing fresh hope, CZ's warning is a reminder that the market remains volatile. Investors are urged to proceed with caution as the crypto landscape continues to evolve. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.